Hi guys, and welcome back to another quick crochet tutorial from Carly at the Hook and Knot Nook. Barely getting over our crazy Halloween. Today's the 2nd and I'm still suffering. But I'd like to give a big shout out today to two of my lovely crochet ladies, Kerry Ann, who's expecting twins in 2 weeks, and Diane, who's expecting her first grandkid in 3 weeks, I believe. So in preparation for the big day, we've been working on these really cute baby blankets. Unfortunately, our venue is being refurbed over the next 2 weeks, so we won't be back in for, well, next class will be in 3 weeks. I'll put those details up. Hopefully this will give them time to finish their blankies at home, but I did promise that we would work on the little appliques, the little blings for the blankets, so we won't be able to do it in the class. That's what we're going to be doing in today's video. We worked our blankets in 2 colors, so we'll be matching these little butterflies with those 2 colors, but as it is 3 rounds, if you've added a 3rd color, you could always add a 3rd color in. I'm just working in a worsted weight yarn in 2 colors and a 3.5mm crochet hook. You'll also need a pair of scissors and a darning needle to tighten in your ends, and of course attach your butterfly to the blankie. We won't, however, be doing that part in this tutorial, but I'll explain how I do it at the end. These little butterflies are so cute. They're like 3D, and as the ladies will be making their own blankies, there goes my gift idea. So I will be adding these 2 little baby hats and matching booties to go with their blankies. Once the babies have arrived and I know how big they are, that is, so that I can make them in the right size. So on with our little butterflies. Now please bear with me today while desperately watching my kids carving their pumpkins for Halloween to make sure that they were being careful and didn't cut themselves. I took the end of my own finger off, and as it's my pointer finger and the one I use for tension, it is quite painful and making it a little bit difficult to keep my yarn taut. So to start our magic circle, we are going to wrap our working yarn so our tail end is in the front of our fingers, and then our working end, so that's the end attached to the ball, gets wrapped over your fingers, under and over the tail end. I use my pinky finger at the back to hold the tension. We're then going to put our hook under the first one and pull the second one through and twist our hook to secure it in place. Now we have our magic circle to work into, and we're going to be working around the tail as well. So here we're going to chain 3. Oh, this hook's a pain in the butt as well. So chain 3, and this will count as our first double crochet. We're then going to double crochet in through that magic circle. We are working in US terms, so we're going to wrap, go in through that hoop, wrap at the back, pull through, 3 on our hook, wrap and pull through 2, or try anyway, and then wrap and pull through the last 2, and that's 2 double crochets. We're now going to chain 2, and then back into that loop with a double crochet and a second double crochet, and we're going to repeat this until we have 8 of these double crochet, chain 2, or sorry, 2 double crochet, chain 2, 2 double crochets. So 8 sets of 2 is 16 double crochets, so 15 and 16, chain 2, and then we're going to slip stitch to that 3rd chain of our chain 3. That's into that 3rd chain, wrap at the back and pull through everything. And that is round 1 completed. Now at this point you can change your color if you so wish by just finishing off, but we're going to stick with this for our second color. So we're going to slip stitch into that next double crochet and then slip stitch into that chain space or chain 2 space. At this point I give that tail a good tug, which closes up the circle in the middle. You can swap colors at this point by just chaining 1, snipping your yarn, pulling through and adding your new color, but I'm going to stick to the white for this. So I'm going to chain 3 and then into that chain 2 space with 1 double crochet, so this counts as 2 double crochets, chain 3, excuse my little man, and back in there with 2 more double crochets, 1 and 2. We're then going to chain 1 and then into that next chain 2 space with 2 double crochets, chain 3 and 2 more double crochets, and again we're going to repeat this all the way around till we have 8 sets of 2 double crochets, chain 3, 2 double crochets, chain 1, 2 double crochets into the next chain 2, chain 3 and 2 double crochets, and I'll see you guys back at the end. So I'm just on my last set of 2 double crochets, chain 3, 2 double crochets, and we now want to slip stitch to that chain 3 that we did. So we'll chain our 1 and then find that third chain and slip stitch into that third chain, and this is the end of round 2. Oh, that slip stitch doesn't want to go in. It's this hook. It has like a bit of metal sticking out of it, so it always catches the yarn, but I do like it, so it's not going in the bin just yet. So I'm now going to snip my yarn and then chain 1 and pull through, and that's just finishing off. You can still carry on with the same color if you want. You could have changed at the end of round 1, but I quite like this effect. So I'm now going to attach my second color. Now this is for the blue and white blankie, so I'm going to be adding the blue, and you're going to find one of those chain 1 spaces in between your 2 double crochet, chain 3, 2 double crochet, and then you had the chain 1 in the middle. So that's where we want to attach our second color. Now I like to go just 1 to the right, maybe 2 to the right, as I will be working over my tail end, so I don't have to bother sewing that in at the end. So I'm just going to do a slip knot rather at the back and attach, and then a single crochet, and then into that chain 3 space with 5 double crochets. So 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. We're then going to chain 3, and we're going to be doing a picot here. So we're going to chain 3, 2 and 3, and then we're going to slip stitch. Now you want to get the top of that last double crochet, and kind of at the base you'll see there's another bit, so you want to go under the 2, and we're going to do a single crochet. Now normally in a picot you'd slip stitch, but we're going to do a single, and then we're going to go back in there with 5 more double crochets. So 2, 3, 4 and 5, and then into that next chain 1 space, single crochet into the chain 1 space, and then again in that chain 3 space, we're going to repeat what we just did in the last one. So 5 double crochets. Excuse the sniffing, I've just been outside and got soaked, so I'm sniffling away. 3, 4 and 5. Then again, chain 3 and picot, but with a single crochet, so under both threads, single crochet and another 5 double crochets. So 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. I have been working over the tail end of the blue yarn to hide that in. So now we're at where we joined the last round. So again, single crochet in the chain 1 space, and we're going to repeat this process all the way around in each of those 8 chain 3 spaces with a single crochet in each of the chain 1 spaces, and I'll meet you guys at the end. I'm just finishing off my last 5 double crochets in that last chain 3 space. So 4 and move that out the way, and 5, and now we should have that one, well, say 1 chain 1 space. It's where we attached our second color. So as I've worked over that, I'm just going to cut those ends off for now, and I am actually going to sew in that center at this section, because in a second we are going to fold it over, so you won't actually have access to it. So it is best to do that now. So I'm just going to pull that tail end tight to close that hole completely, and I'm just going to go around that circle a few more times to secure it. As I said, this bit will actually be in the center, so the likelihood of it pulling open is very slim. So I'm just going to cut that tail end off and then reinsert my hook into that last double crochet that we did, then in through that chain 1 space, and then fold your work in half, and that single crochet you did opposite, you're going to want to single crochet back into that one, so that should seal these two together. We're then going to chain 14, chain 14, and then wrapping that chain around the center and over to the back, and then back into that single crochet with a slip stitch to complete. Then going to snip our yarn, leaving enough to work through, chain 1 and pull through, and our butterfly is almost complete. I'm just going to work that tail end back through now. I just work it back through to the body of the butterfly, just where the blue is, give it a snip, and then for our little antennae, you want to leave yourself at least 3 inches of tail so that you can work it back through. And we are going to chain 6, then under that chain of 14 at the top with our hook, and we are going to slip stitch into that chain or around that chain, chain 6 again, snipping our yarn and leaving quite a long tail, chain 1 and pull through to secure. Now our antennae are a little flimsy, so in order to make them stand out properly, we're going to work our tail ends back through. Now I go through the front of the first chain, then in through the back of the second, front of the third, and so on and so forth till I get down to that body. Then one last one through the body and we can snip it, and then obviously do the same with our second antennae and snip, and then we are done. I really do love these little butterflies. I've added them to headbands, handbags, beanies, Even some of the crochet egg collecting aprons that I make, they add the perfect little bit of bling and are really so cute. I love the 3D effect. Hope you guys enjoyed this video, found it useful. Let us know if you give these a try, what you're adding yours to. If you did enjoy the video, please hit like and subscribe down below. It really does help our channel. Feel free to comment, let us know how you found the video. Any tips or hints. Thank you. Bye.